ma'am? Hello?
Yes, sir. It is
Yeah.
visible, sir.
I'm audible? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once again, good afternoon. Normally, listening any class afternoon lunch is very difficult. So that I plan to make a very short presentations, and we'll have more around question answers after my session. NBA, we know India as a large, a complex and multi-layered system of technical higher education. And we are third largest higher education system in the world, behind China and US, with 903 universities, 39,000 affiliated colleges, 10,000 standalone institution, and around 12 lakhs teaching faculty, and 3 crores 41,000 students, including postgraduate as well as research scholars. So all the colleges, they're doing best actually to promote educations, but AICTE want to monitor to check your quality in terms of student, in terms of faculty, instead of infrastructure, in terms of placement. So they started in 1994. They called us National Board of Accreditation. It's a process to check the quality of the institutions. And after that, after 2010, this NBA became an autonomous. And April 2013, during the Memorandum of Association rules, this NBA become independent of AICTE, administratively as well as financially. This is a short introduction of what is NBA. And when you see our process, that is our title of our 2 weeks FTP, outcome-based education. We heard about output. Normally, output before 1994, we call it an output-based, right? Education. Output in the sense how much a percentage of university result is a 93 percentage or 94 percentage. How much percentage of your placement? So these are the numbers giving an output-based education. So if a college produces 94, we call it best college. The college produces 100% placement, we call it best college, right? That we call an output-based education. Now to change it, because all other countries following this outcome-based accreditation, we call Washington Accord. India also want to join this accord. So they want to convert this output-based education into an outcome-based education. That is the topic of our 2 weeks FTP. Outcome NBA defined clearly is a knowledge, is a skill, and attitude. Okay, they say you measure the knowledge, you measure the skill, you measure the attitude. That is called an outcome. Okay, so finally, and after completing 4 years, we, with the management, with the NBA team, we are going to check my students have this knowledge, how much skill, and how much your attitude. What is this knowledge? Knowledge, we know, we call as understanding through learning or experience. That is called knowledge. We take a class, the students get knowledge. Or without education also, some people have a lot of experience. We have seen a lot of leaders, great knowledge. So understanding through learning or experience, we call knowledge. The question is how you measure knowledge. Very easy. We call as in paper and pencil tests. Normally we are conduct internal exams 1, 2, model exam, in between unit test 1, 2. We call direct assessment. We measure this knowledge. So we know the methods. We follow this conventional method. We call measuring the knowledge. The second thing is skill. You can say what is skill? The ability to do something well. The ability to do something well, especially because of training and practice. But this cannot be easily measured. But NBA give a lot of suggestion how to measure a skill. We call it through a feedback. Through a feedback. When the students take a seminars, collect a feedback. When a student present a project, we feedback. When a quiz activity feedbacks, other than teaching, all activity bring measure a skill. Okay, so a students with 9.5 CGPA cannot present nicely a project. Okay, a student with 9.5 CGPA cannot be well good in a placement. Right? If you have a skill, you will shine. So NBA want to measure the skill also through a feedback. Okay, and third part is an attitude. Attitude is the way that you think, feel, and behave. Your behavior have to measure. How it is difficult, right? This measure is difficult, but NBA also give a suggestion how to measure this behavior by regular attendance, because normally many NP activities, when you're collecting attainment, they measure this attendance also, and they measure the leadership quality. That is one of the outcome of your NBA, and they measure the team involvement. So these factors are indirect measurement. Okay, so outcome is knowledge, skill, attitude. Knowledge is a direct assessment through Unit 1, unit assessment, model exam, etc. Skill through a feedback, and your attitude you measure through a regular attendance, your way of presentation in a leadership quality, your way of presentation in the team involvement. So these two are by an indirect measurement. Okay, so that is a main objective of this outcome-based education. We are going to measure, you are going to measure the students' performance in knowledge-wise, skill-wise, and attitude-wise. Okay. Madam, once again, I'm sorry, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Why need an MBA? What is the benefit actually MBA? Actually, a lot of benefits for the institution, a lot of benefit for the students is a benefit, for the stakeholders like parents is a benefit, for the teaching faculty also we have a benefit. One, we hold an MBA for the institutions, right? Students, in point of management point of view, it's an excellence in technical education. They're given 6 years accreditation, 3 years accreditation, right? Excellence, right? And through your NBA only, we can get a strength of the institution, weakness and opportunities. Once they write the weakness by NBA committee, now they find an opportunity how to improve. So that's one of the advantage. And for a teaching purpose, NBA encourages innovative teaching method. Maybe last section is your innovative teaching method. You gain some knowledge about how to have innovative practices, right? Mandatory innovative practices, and you follow pedagogy. So this activity make close interaction between your students and the faculty. Pedagogy activity, and once you get an NBA, raising fund is easy actually, because many funding agency, the question is whether your institution is NBA accredited. Many funding agencies, many your national funding agency, they ask whether your institution accredited. Yes, 3 years accreditation or that is a benefit of your. And also we need to improve the employment thing, because they're asking how much percentage is placed, how much percentage go for higher study, how much present for entrepreneur skills, so employment skills. So these are the major advantage why we go for an MBA. So there's a short introduction about what is outcome. I talk about only outcome. Outcome is, don't forget, it is an knowledge, measuring skill, and measuring attitude. Knowledge using the direct assessment, and skill and attitude through an indirect assessment. Before going to my topic is very simple. I said just mapping your C1 PO. We'll see this these parameters, definitions. What is this? Okay, what is this actually? Parameters. The first one is vision mission. We start our report NBA vision mission. Okay, so NBA gives some clue. So everything they give a clue, and how to write a vision is an express then aspiration, goals of the colleges. The goal of the institution should be in your vision, not immediate. It is a long-term process. It says that after 10 years or after 20 years, my institution is like this. It should be well in research, well in discipline, well in social activity, etc. So that is There's a good definition for a vision. After maybe 20 years, that's vision. After maybe 20 years, my institution is like this. We'll write vision and mission for institution as well as in a program level, department level. The same thing. For department also same thing. After 20 years, my department like this. Excellent in automation, excellent in artificial intelligence. Okay, helping the people. Right? That is a mission. And what is a mission? Mission is the things are supporters to achieve your mission. Supporters to achieve the mission. Sorry, vision. For example, I can say my vision is to make a excellent biryani, the best biryani in the country. That is my vision, if example. And what is a mission? To make a biryani, we need some materials. We need an environment like the cooking systems, rice, chicken, ingredients. So these are called as a mission. For example, I want to be an excellent in your institution. That is a vision. Missions are what? What are the missions parameter to make an excellence? The first thing, we need a student. We need a faculty. We need an infrastructure, environment. We need help from industries. Okay, we need. So these are the parameters to write what is a mission. So vision is, after 20 years, my institution should like this. Excellent in India, better in the world, maybe. Right? To make better in the world, what are the things you want? You want an best student, best faculty, best infrastructure, best industry-oriented, best placement. These are called as an vision. For example, you can see this is on prestige institution vision and mission statement. See, is a very simple. Okay, simple. Your vision should be very simple. Okay, but everything should be expressed inside. Transforming life through excellence in education and research. Very simple. Okay, the whole life in the institution should be a transformed to teaching and research. And see the mission. They said they have some environment. Continuous learning students is there actually, and they have increased research activities there. They increase in consultancy are there. So by using this industry oriented thing, we will achieve transforming life through excellence in education and research. Okay, so this is a vision, mission. And PO, program educational objective. This is mainly for a program level, not for institution. Every department should write program level. What is this actually? After is program outcome is 12 numbers. NBA suggested 12 is 12 qualities. Okay, graduate attributes, GA. After completing 4th year, the student should have at least these 4 qualities. That is called program outcome. But program educational objective is after graduating 3 years, my student should be like this. He should be an excellent and is a good entrepreneur. He should be a success leader. He should be a strong managerial skill in a very reputed company. So these are the programmable educational objectives. Okay, you must differentiate program outcome and program PEO. Program outcome is immediately completing his graduate. After 4 years, the student should have these 12 qualities. You are familiar with the 12 qualities, 12 outcomes. But PO is after the graduation. After 3 years, the student should be like this. He will be a successful entrepreneur. His career, talk about career. Okay, the definition is already given by NBA. Career and professional accomplishment. We should write a PO in such that it's a broad statement that describe the career and the professional accomplishment. The student's career should write. He will be an entrepreneur, managerial skill in the latest company. He will be a leader, good leader. Okay, social leader. Right? That is called PEO. And PEO, I said, it is a well defined by NBA. You should follow 12 qualities, and the PO should be measured after immediate graduation. PEO should measure after the graduation, after the 3 years graduation. So after 7 years, you can say. And program specific outcome. Okay. Normally, program outcome is given, right, for the many programs. But specific is what NBA says that apart from the 12 qualities, Because NBA given 12 qualities. Okay. Apart from the 12 qualities, specifically you give some quality, extra qualities to the student. I repeat, apart from the 12 qualities given by NBA, 12 PO given by NBA, specifically, department gives some quality. This how to write this? This talk about only specifically about your specialist area of discipline. For example, take computer science. The specific area maybe AI, Bhumi AI, maybe is an IoT specific area. If you take an electronics, maybe it is an embedded system or some other, right? Or automated electronics. If you take EEE, we call power sector rector, we call go for an automation. Right? So apart from 12 qualities, my students will excellent in artificial intelligence, excellent in IoT, excellent in automation, excellent in, right? The latest PSO is always changed. This is written by the program level, our department level, not by MBA. So you can change accordingly. Latest trend, students. So this is called PSO, specific use. And course outcome. The course outcome is an core of your NBA. Okay. Every faculty should write how to write a course outcome, how to map it. Okay. So this is after completing your course, that is 5 units. My students can able to have this kind of knowledge, this kind of skill, this kind of attitude. After completing my 5 unit, my course, my students can able to have this skill, this knowledge, this attitude. That is called course outcome. Okay, we'll repeat once again because there's a topic actually, course outcome. The next one is assessment. Okay, NBA say assessment process to identify, to collect and prepare data to evaluation or to give an attainment calculation. That's a big part in your criteria 3. We go for indirect assessment, direct assessment. Direct assessment, your marks actually, right? You called as an midterm exam 1, midterm 2, model exam, assignment. These are called direct assessment. Indirect means taking some feedback. Okay, after completing your course, you go for a course and feedback. After completing your program, you have program and feedback. After completing your alumni feedback. After placement, you have an employer feedback. So these kind of things go for assessment. The next one is called evaluation. So program evaluation is more important because this will calculate your attainment calculations. And mapping, correlation, there should be a map between your institution vision as well as our vision. There's a map between program educational objective and our mission. So some correlation. So we talk about correlation, right? Rubrics. So rubrics is a powerful assessment tool actually. Independently, we can use rubrics. There is no prescribed format given by NBA. You can use any rubrics. Is there no 20% of students score 50% means 1. 20% of students score 60% is 2. 20% of students score 70% is 3. Or 50%. So any rubric for attainment. That is your choice. Your choice. Any rubric you can put actually. Your rubric. And some parameters are tier 1. So tier 1 talk about, right? We have tier 1 and tier 2 institutions. Applications are some different actually. Tier 1 institution we call as an IIT, IIC Bangalore, IIITM. In Kanchur, we have IIITM, right? We call it as an Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing. And IIIT, Indian Institute of Information Technology, NITs, central universities like Indira Gandhi Open University, IGNOU, state university like your Anna University, private university like VAT, SRM, right? And deemed universities like Prest University, Shastra universities. So these are come under tier 1 institution plus autonomous institutions like Velamal, like RMK, like Sairam. These are autonomous. Okay. So these institutions come under tier 1 institutions. The tier 2 is not autonomous colleges, like affiliated colleges. Anna is affiliated number of colleges there. Is tier 2, similar government colleges, government college Bargur, government aided colleges like PSG, Tyagaraja. So these colleges come under tier 2 institutions. because we must know which institution. Normally, we know we will start MBA, we'll do working, but some basic information here. We are under whether we are under tier 1 and tier 2, because the marks will differ and some questionnaires will differ. That's all, right? And registration fee, you must know how much registration fee, amount spent by management. So registration fee, I can show the slide here. Okay, so for registration is 1 lakh rupees plus tax. You have to pay online. For each course, first course is 2 lakhs, and when you go for when you go for a second course, plus 1.5 lakhs. So it is in 3.5. Again, it is 5. Again, 6. So maximum we can apply for a 5 course. So per period, you can apply for max 5. So totally, if you pay your 8 lakhs, the 5 course you can apply for your examination. Okay. And next fee is called appeal fee. Appeal fee is actually when inspection came, he said you're not not qualify for accreditation. You can appeal again. They'll come for one for inspection. So they'll charge for again 1.5 lakhs. So these are your registration fee. Okay. And finally, we have a program level criteria as well as SAR report. Okay, so let's talk about SAR report. This is a report prepared by your institution. Why we need to prepare a SAR report? What is the strength or advantage of your SAR report? That is actually this can easily give your before going to your accreditation. This will give a score actually whether you can able to get an accreditation. Okay, because before be using SAR, it will give an document evidence for evaluation team actually. Like subsequently, you can prepare an on visit actually. So this is a main advantage where you go for a SAR report. We call self-assessment. You can have a self-assessment before going for they call for an accreditation, calling the external members. You itself, you can go for some calculation of your how much mark will get. Whether can be able to get 600 or 750. So this is called self-assessment. You can self-assess your your strength and weakness or scoring everything. That is our report, right? Next is called program level and institution level criteria. Okay, so criteria I can show the slide here actually. You can see here actually we have 10 criteria. Criteria 1, 2, 7 is a program level, and 8, 9, 10 is your institution level. We can see the marks given by tier 1 and tier 2. Okay, and some variations. So, it's for example, criteria 2, there is some variation between tier 1 and 2. Criteria 4, 3, 4 we have variation, 3 we have variation, again 7 we have variation, simple variation, that's all. And you can see here the major role, the contribution is the 5th criteria, faculty strength actually. If you are strong, you will get an accreditation. Okay, so this is a program level, and finally the score. The score actually, a very simple score. You should get 600 marks out of 1000 to get a 3 years accreditation, and you get 750 marks out of 1000, you'll get 6 years accreditation. Okay, so if you get 600, and the criteria again is to get 750, 4 to 5 criteria should have 60% of mark. Okay, then only you'll get your 750 marks. So initially you're getting 750 is not important. 750 with 60% mandatory for criteria 4 to 6. Okay, that's a mandatory. So I just given some a little bit introduction about some definitions. You must understand about what is SAR report, what is the fee structure, how they get accreditation, and what is PSO, how to write a PSO, how to write PEO, what is PO, CO, right? Some information. Now we come to our topic. So our topic is, I said, course outcome, correlation, mapping or matrix. We call articulation matrix with PO and PSO. Okay, PO, I said, is a 12 qualities given by AICTE or NBA. Okay, you are familiar with actually this 12, right? It start with the knowledge, ending with the lifelong learning, right? And PSO, you said, apart from the 12 quality, my students will have this kind of qualities, like he is excellent in entrepreneur, right? Sorry, excellent in automation, excellent in IoT, or excellent artificial intelligence. Some specific area you should specify. Okay, and course outcome. Okay, so NBA has given a good definition of course outcome. It should be a narrow statement, define clarity, narrow, very simple, narrow statement. The students can expect to know, are able to do. So the suggestion in NBA is don't write course outcome statement for faculty or the management. Write course outcome statement for the student. Some inspection, right? The committee members directly go to the students. They'll ask, "What is the subject? What is the course outcome?" Right. So students should familiar if you write a simple, narrow statement, then only they'll understand. Don't write a broad, no big statement, no your course outcome. Very simple statement. That is a prescription by an NBA. Very narrow statement that describe what students see. They are giving importance for students are expected to know. Okay. Whether NBA is giving some template for writing CO, no. Or any specialist for writing CO, no. Or any expert is giving a suggestion to write a CO, no. Then who is the specialist for writing CO? Each and every faculty is a specialist. You are the expert writing a CO. NBA doesn't give any template for criteria 1 to 10. They ask question. Template is yours because you are going to define. There is no template for criteria 3. There is no template for criteria 1, 2. You are the expert. Once you understand what is outcome education, then you are the expert. There is no template. That is the benefit of your, you have seen ISO. They have a template. They let this question column is there to fill up it. This is not ISO, it is an outcome-based accreditation. So there is no template. So you are familiar. The faculty, individual faculty who are writing the course outcome are the expert in writing your COs. But they give some suggestion. The expert members, not NBA, those who are no formulated in your NBA script actually, they have given some suggestion how to write. That's all. That is not a mandatory because you are going to defend. When expert is coming to ask how you write your CO, you are the expert to defend your CO. So you are the expert, right? So first thing is write very simple statement to understand for the student, right? Second thing is how many. NBA says minimum 4 to 6. Okay, minimum 4, maximum 6. Normally 90% of the faculty members write 5 because we have 5 in it. Is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. You are right. But there's model you to differ. While writing, then how to write a CO, course outcome. Before going to write your course outcome, you ready with your syllabus, ready with your Bloom's level. We call knowledge level. I'll go to the next slide. Ready, familiar with your program outcome, familiar with your program specific outcome. So the basic thing actually, and you are familiar with your TLP, teaching learning process, because before going for a class, you'll go for an your lesson plan. Normally, every college has a lesson plan. How you are going to teach, how many hours, lesson plan, and assessment. How does assessment you are planning to do? You are going for assessment, assignment, how many exams, right? Assessment. So these parameters ready, then easy to write your course outcome, right? Syllabus is important, Bloom's level is important, program outcome is important, program specific outcome is important, teaching learning process is important, and assessment. If you are this, you are familiar, then you can easily write your course outcome, right? Okay. Bloom's level, again you are very familiar. Just I'm refreshing that is a Bloom level. We have 6 Blooms. Start with the remembering, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. All your question paper have this Bloom level, or your mapping start with the Bloom level. Okay, it's a suggestion. Again, there's a suggestion given by your the question they ask by NBA is what is the knowledge level? Because they ask questions the knowledge. This is not prepared by NBA. This is different. Different people have invented this Bloom level, but there is question they ask in third criteria. What is the knowledge level, right? So you're going for this knowledge level. whether your question paper taken is this memory level or understanding level, whether students answer the question is an apply level or evaluate level. Before that, you must understand this 6 levels. Remember is a very simple, basic level, right? Whatever thing remember, you start with your principles, okay? Statements, state Ohm's law, Faraday's law, some law is a remember level, right? Second, understanding. Understanding is explain. If you take your class, if the students can able to explain, then it's an understand level. Okay. First level is remember level. If you take any laws, very simple definitions, right? List, applications, all we call as a remember level. The students after completing your class, if the students can be able to explain your what you thought actually, that is called understand. He understand, then he explain. The third one, apply. By using your explanation, if students can be able to apply and solve some problems, because you are given one problem, okay, with one formula, you are going to give another problem, some application problem. If you're able to apply your knowledge, your explanation, your formula, and you have to solve some problem, then we can apply. Okay, so apply phenomena is called compare, classify. So these are the parameter for your apply level. Okay, compare. You can see the slide here. Okay, distinguish, because if you're able to understand clearly, then you can able to apply. Then you can able to classify it. Then you can able to differentiate it. Okay. Analyze. Okay, there's an fifth level. Analyze. If you're able to apply your knowledge, this knowledge to solve the problem, then you can able to analyze. Okay, you understand what is analyze? You are using one formula for one application. For example, you are doing research. We use an algorithm for your water control application. If the same algorithm is used for your other medical situation, same algorithm used for power system industry, same algorithm used for some other application, that is called analyzing. You are analyzing the same idea, you go for some analyzing. Okay, that we call analysis. We call as an different parameters. Right? And the fifth one is evaluate. Evaluate. So what is evaluation is, we can have a simple judgment. We call it judgment. Evaluate judgment means, so you have a lot of algorithms. Which algorithm is best one? You judge it. Those is the best one. Evaluation. Right? That we call as an evaluating. Finally, creating. Create means innovation. It's come under finally. Normally, you go for projects. You map with your create level, because students, some people really create a new innovation out of 100 students, maybe 40 students go for this creative, the last level we call knowledge level. So this is a way to understand. So you must always remember this 6th level while writing your course outcome. Okay, so we know syllabus is there. We know Bloom's. We know PO, 12 PO. We write PSO. Maybe it is from 3 or 4 to 5 PSO you write, because my area may be 2 or 3 or 4 PSO. And we already prepare your teaching learning plan, right? We are going for a content based syllabus or assignment, guest lecture, and assessment. Then you start writing your Bloom's taxonomy. I'll start with the simple subject example, how to write it, your CO as well as mapping. Okay. This is a simple example, very simple example. This is one subject called power electronics and drives. This is a subject come under electronics people will study this, electrical people will study this, and E&A people will study this. Okay. See the units actually, you must very clarify. Normally, my suggestion is while writing your CO, you have some brainstorming with your team members, because one subject can be taken by many staff members. Minimum sit 3 members and have a brainstorming. Brainstorming, sanda போடணும். Fight with each other. Then you'll get a clarity. You'll remember this kind of activities actually. So do an activity-based CO writing. Don't simply sit in your home and write, seeing your film or eating and write your CO, because ISO is a core thing important for NBA. 99% of the expert writing the feedback in such way that simple feedback, right? Faculty members are not familiar with OBE. This is a general feedback given by many institutions. We'll ask the staff members, sir, we did nicely, sir. Super பண்ணிருக்கோம் சொன்னாங்க. ஆனா ஏன் இப்படி எழுதுறாங்கன்னு தெரியல. Normally, 99% institution get this feedback from the expert. After 3 days over, no, they'll write. Faculty members are not aware of writing CO, not aware of mapping, not aware of OB. OB is only in third criteria. You can see OB is only third criteria. Second criteria, teaching learning process. Fourth criteria, student. Fifth criteria, staff members. Sixth, facilities. Seventh, individual. So OB is only third criteria. Third criteria score is our course outcome. So I request because whenever expert is coming for an inspection, you have seen that there is a face-to-face, one-to-one interaction. If one faculty sodapify, then whole team will be spoiled. If one team spoil, they ask question, how you write a C? You don't know means, right? Then she will write. Okay, faculty members are not aware of OB. So don't sodapify each and one faculty. So every faculty in a team, there's a responsible ADA department. Every faculty should aware of writing CO, mapping, and the calculation. Majorly, third criteria. The third criteria is thorough because many institutions, the people don't want to enter in the third criteria. Mainly for calculation part, attainment, they don't want. Because there is somewhat difficulties actually to explain to the if you are familiar with writing PO, mapping, and calculation, then it says that you must know your OB, outcome based education. Okay, so this is a simple example to start with your writing your statement, then you'll go for a mapping, then you wind up. Right? So this is an power electronics subject. Start with the first one about a basic introduction about the very simple devices. They explain about the diode, transistors, SCR, symbol devices, only characters. Okay, there's no problem here. Only they talk about characters. Very simple introduction. And second unit talk about rectifiers. That is how to convert AC to DC and how to convert AC to AC. Okay, how to control AC to AC. Similarly, for fan is an AC to AC controller. When you switch on the fan, you can able to through your knob you can remote the speed of your fan. That's called AC to AC. And the third unit, DC to DC. Some application to drive your satellite, we need a DC to DC converter. Okay, DC from solar to rotate your satellite, we need to control a DC power. And fourth inverter, we have to convert AC, DC to AC. Normally in UPS, we have every home have inverter. And finally, fifth is application. That's the objective of the understand of your subject. Now you can see how to write. CO. First column, second column is statement, third column is skill, and fourth column is your knowledge level. Before writing, you can write your knowledge level. Because I said no. Who is the expert of writing CO? Not NBR, not your ACT chairman or vice chairman, or your management head or your HOD. You, the faculty members, are real expert writing your subject. Right? There is no prescribed format given in NBR. You are familiar. See, you only know the first unit. This unit, first unit, talk about some basic level. So I talk about remember and understand level. Okay, I take a skill as remember and understanding. So after completing the first unit, my students can able to remember and understand. That is, you can able to tell the principle of your diode and SCR. You can able to tell, you can able to explain the characters. That's all. I was very clear. I will defend my external expert that the first one only talk about this level. Skill is you can able to understand, you can able to remember. So remember is K1, understand is K2. So I put knowledge is K2 because K1 is inside your K2. So once you remember only, you can able to understand. I think you are very clear. Right? Please note down any doubt. After the section, you can have your queries. Second one, third one, fourth one, all talk about converters. There, in converters, they'll explain the circuit diagram plus with some go for an apply level. Okay. So CO2, CO3, and CO4. I go for apply level because by using some basic formula, we are applying something. So I go for analyze. Sorry, not apply, analyze. Because all our the circuit can be having some calculation part. So analyze. Analyze is our fourth level. So second CO, third CO, and fourth CO are your analyze level. The fifth one, application level. By using my knowledge, I am applying to drive the system. I'm not doing any project. I know how to apply for electrical drive to drive a machine. I know how to use this to your fan. So apply level. So it becomes K3. Okay. So these are the 5 statements written for the previous your syllabus. By keeping the mind that your program outcome, keep in the mind that your syllabus and the Bloom level. Okay, I will repeat once again the Bloom level. Okay, so K1 is remember, K2 is understanding, K3 is apply, K4 is analyzing and evaluating and creating. Okay, so this is your level. And in the slide given a course outcome written by Anna University. This is an Anna University syllabus. Okay, they are giving only 4 statements. You can read out actually. Ability to explain various devices. I said explain means understand level. Okay, 1 is okay. And 2 is the ability to classify. Classify is your apply level. Analyze your 4th level. Design is your 6th level. Control active. So this second statement they confuse actually. NBA don't want to write this kind of statement. Don't write analyze, because I said classify is your level 3, analyze is your level 4, and design is your level 6. Okay, 6 is your invent level. Whether after completing your this subject, whether you able to know invent, no? Okay, maybe invent. I will come later. Maybe we come later. So in this curriculum cannot give an invent. Okay. And the third one will able to apply power electronics. Okay, we are in the K3 level. And finally, exposure to the design and analysis. Again, it's come to the 6th level as well as your 4th level. Okay. So this is a statement given by Anna University. The question is again, whether we can use the same outcome for your Anna University. Yes, you can use, but you should define your expert committee. They'll ask why you are coming with or classify, analyze, and design. Or you can remodify. You can have a 4, no issues. You can have a 4, remodify and confuse that. One outcome should have one skill. Okay, so I'm saying analyze means it's a 4th level. It says that the K1, K2, K3 are inside your analysis. After K1 only you go for K2. After K2 you go for K3. Finally analyze means K4. Okay, K4 means not analyze. K4 means remember. After remembering, understanding. After apply, you go for a K4. So the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th have what? Remember, understanding, apply, then you go for analyze. So Anna University outcome is good. You can follow, but you should defend in such a way that make at least one skill in your statement. That skill should be maximum level, maximum skill. Don't say you can able to remember, understanding, apply, and analyze. Straight away you can say you can analyze, because if analyze means your K1, K2, K3 are input. I think your understanding about how to write your course outcomes. So this is a simple example. Okay, similarly, this is a common subject. Okay, called total quality management. It talk about only your management skills actually. So first unit is introduction, normal introduction, and second unit talk about only the principles. Okay, only the principles, right? And third and fourth unit talk about tools and techniques. Here we got some kind of problems, right? Design problems, some case studies we'll study. And the last unit talk about some introduction. So how we are writing your COCC. First unit is your remember, understanding, you can able to explain. And second in only the principle, so you can able to understand, explain, explain it. Okay. And third and fourth, I said no, you can go for some techniques, use some problems there. So you go for an apply level, applying some Six Sigma principle, you can able to solve the problem. Apply your 5-star principle, you can be able to solve the problem. 5 years principle, you can be able to solve the problem. So you go for apply level. And last, fifth unit converted into 2 actually, normally, right? Because you talk about standards for total quality management as well as environment management. Okay, so identify standard for TQM, identify standard for EMS, that is understood level. So we'll make a simple statement here actually. See, it's a narrow, very simple statement. We have a skill here: understand, explain, apply, choose, identify, and select. Apply level, we can write choose, differentiate, classify. We can see here actually. Okay. Analyze means you can write compare, distinguish, differentiate. If you know to compare only, you can be able to analyze. So compare, apply. So these are the skill level: understanding, compare, distinguish, differentiate, apply. So similarly, you write. So you should write only one skill level in a statement. That is information are shared by an expert actually. And finally, this is an outcome written by our NBA, sorry, Anna University. The outcome of TQM, the whole the students can able to apply the tools and techniques for quality management to manage. So the apply level means K3. So maximum after complete, so analysis says that, analysis outcome says that after completing the 5 unit, you can able to apply. That's all. The skill is apply. So I am splitting. So we are also put an apply. Third and fourth is an apply level. Okay, so this is a simple statement. So this is a way you are write your statement, simple statement for your your CO as well as your items. So I think you're familiar, some familiar. Any queries, please note down. We'll again discuss. And finally, you come to a process, end process, how to mapping. Okay. So mapping is a two process. One is direct mapping and indirect mapping. Okay. So direct mapping is directly to a PO, because already you can see the Bloom level. Already writing a CO, you have the Bloom level. Remember, understanding, apply, analyze, evaluate is the Bloom level. If you have an apply level, K3 level, directly you can apply to PO1. This is the information shared by NB expert actually. Directly you can put it, no confusions. And if it's analyze level, you can apply to the PO2, that is problem analysis. If it's an evaluate level, directly go to content investigation, that is called PO4. And as a create level, directly you can put design and development of solution. So this you should remember, you should note down this. So this fourth thing, direct correlation. See, Bloom's level. Here K3 is there. K3 is there. So PO1 directly mapped here. So this is called direct correlation. So apply level, apply knowledge, program analysis PO2, and content investigation PO4, and create design development of your solution. So directly you can get a full. So while correlating, you'll put 1, 2, 3, right? Small, medium, and large. You can put large. Okay, maximum value, 3 value. Okay, I can see here actually. So this is the correlation mapping for your first syllabus. I said power electronics and drives. We have second, third, fourth unit. Second, third, fourth statements is an analyze level. So it is a PO2, and fifth statement is our apply level. So it is PO1. Okay, CO1 is not mapping because there is no direct mapping for a so understanding as well as your level. So this is an first stage, direct mapping. Okay, I can give some clue how to go for direct mapping. This is the first process. The mapping is not over. I said only the first process, how to map it. Okay, this is called direct mapping from your Bloom level, knowledge level, direct mapping. The second part, you must write your PSO. For example, this is one of the PSO for one department. Because electricity department, 3 PSO. These specifically, so no, apart from the 12 course outcome, some specifically performance in power system, one area. Automation is a one area, and electrical equipments is one area. So 3 areas we covered actually. So apart from the 12 quality, my students can able to have specialized quality in 3 area. Power system best arpa, automation best arpa, electrical equipments troubleshooting best arpa. So this is a 3 statement given by PSO. Now you map it. Okay. So I said your Second unit, third and fourth statement. Okay, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, map with your course outcome 2. Okay, sorry. PSO 2. PSO 2 is automation. So automation, automatically electrical vehicle is an automated vehicle. Actually, without power electronics, there is no automation. So I just put an automation. Okay, I put 2, 2, 3, and finally for the last course out, now I put 3 also because electronic equipment. Without your electrical vehicle, there's electronic equipment. So this is only, I said, no, there is no format given by expert. You are the expert. You have a brainstorming with the faculty and put this suggestion put. This is not over again. This is a second step. First step is direct mapping. Second step is your PSO mapping. PSO, you are the familiar, you have to map it. And third step, see, check your syllabus. Okay. Here in syllabus, see, my first unit in our Poland drives, they talk about some basic simulation tools. The fifth PO, you know what is the fifth PO? Is a modern tool usage. You are using a tool, yes. They are using tool. So I put in a see as a blue color 1. We are not using a modern tool. We are using a normal tool. So I put a 1. In your course outcome, course statement 1. Course statement 1. Okay, I put okay. The switching characters is using a simulation tool. They go for an what your switching characters is phenomena. So I put 1. So this is your third step. First step, direct correlation. Second step, PSO. And third step is your checking your subject-wise parameter. Check whether it's a mapping. For example, in something they'll put, okay, so this is some medical application. So your sixth criteria talk about social, health, safety. Okay, whether you check your syllabus, whether you talk about this social, health, safety, you can put 1 or 2 to your sixth criteria. Similarly, seventh criteria, seventh outcome. If we talk about sustainability, okay, sustainability development, 7th, 8th, some ethics, normally professional ethics, some ethics, okay, talk about, you put some. So please curiously look up to your syllabus. Then you'll put some, you can be able to fill up your 5 value. So first step, direct correlation. Second step, your PSO correlation. Third one, check your syllabus. And fourth one is indirect correlation. Indirect. The important question asked by NBA, have you find a curricular gap? Curriculum is given by maybe autonomous means your curriculum and PO is given by NBA. Whether there is a gap, yes. You can see here, there are a lot of gap actually. Third, quality a gap. Fourth outcome is a gap. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, PSO 1 is a gap. So these are the curricular gap. Okay. How to fill the gap? Using activities. Excuse me. Apart from your normal teaching, whatever you do, that we call as an activity. You can see here. Content bin syllabus is an activity. Assignment is an activity. Guest lecture is an activity. Industrial visit is an activity. Mini project is an activity. Workshop, seminar is an activity. Pedagogy or farming is an activity. In-plant training, internship, any short-term training is an activity. Okay. This activity you should plan in your what? Teaching learning process as well as assessment. How to measure it. How to measure your content syllabus. How to measure your assignment. How to measure your guest lecture. How to measure your industry visit. Everything can measure. I'll see how to measure this kind of activity. By using this, you try to fill up the gap. By using this activity, you try to fill up the gap. I have given 2 assignments to fill up your third and fourth outcome. I have given a mini project to fill up your 11th as well as your 6th gap. You can see your next slide out. This is shown in the green. You can able to see a green 3 in a 3 second statement. I put 2 by giving an assignment in your third unit. In which level? 3 means which level? Evaluate level. Okay. evaluate level. Or I am giving some mini project to invent in a subject. I put this on a fourth level. Fourth level is a create level. You're able to create a mini project. In my subject, I am creating a mini project, so it is come at a fourth level. Okay, in a fourth level. If you put a mini project, you can complete fourth level. Ninth level is a team management because in a mini project they want to join together, so improve the team management. And 11th is a project management, so enable to manage. So if you give a mini project for a third statement or a fourth statement, it cover fourth outcome, ninth outcome, and 11th outcome. Thus, I am trying to fill up this curricular gap using one assignment and one mini project. Similarly, you can give a guest lecture to fill up in this gap. You can give a content-based syllabus, fill up this gap. So the content-based syllabus should be out of your syllabus to fill up this gap. So give you design in such a way your teaching learning process is such a way that you plan a syllabus, content-based syllabus should cover at least the filled gap 3, 4, 6, or 7. So I fill up it. Now you can see the curriculum gap is 2, 3. 3 outcome is fill up with assignment. The curriculum gap 4, 9, and 11 is fill up with a mini project. So you can able to design, you can able to have a team management, you can able to have a project management. This everything. See, it's not an easy process mapping. So you go for a brainstorming. Alla Monday pitch kono, alla Sunda podno with your faculty members to write your statement. Immediately you go for a fill up it. Before that, you must understand your syllabus, you must understand your Bloom level, you understand your PO, PSO, teaching learning process as well as your assessment. Then you can correlate or map or can fill up an articulation matrix to make your assessment because this is a major thing to go for attainment next time. And finally, I put CO average. There's no prescribed format. You can go for what maximum value or you can give an average. I take a maximum value. See 3, 3, 2, 1. Here also 3, 1. So my course outcome is mapped with your program quality 1, quality 2, quality 3, quality 4, quality 5, quality 9, quality 11, and PSO 2 and 1. Okay, so this is I put 4 steps to mapping. First step is direct mapping. Second, PSO mapping. Third, check whether your syllabus covering any parameters. And finally, go for indirect mapping. Indirect mapping is nothing but activity mapping. Activity mapping through content below the syllabus. That's why you have to prepare a teaching learning process, assessment process, assignment, through guest lecture, through industrial visit, through mini project, through work. The question now arises, assignment we put a mark. How to measure your content-based syllabus, guest lecture, industry visit? Through a feedback. I give structure, give a feedback for you. So this is a feedback actually. For example, first tick, which activity doing? Whether you go for assignment, you go for industrial visit, you go for a guest lecture, content-based syllabus, pedagogy, internship, or any other activity, you tick it. Name of the course later to. For example, Paul run exercise. Date, which date you are conducting. Who is giving this feedback? Students is giving the feedback. And name of the resource person. Maybe guest lecturer is taking other person, you put the name or your name. You are taking your content syllabus, you are taking a quiz, you are taking assignment, your name. And please ask your students to tick. I have given a 12 outcome here. Through an assignment, I said through assignment, my student will tick 3. Through a mini project, my student will tick 4, 9, and 11. So, by committee, you can show, sir, by using this activity-based learning, OB-based learning, apart from the curriculum, I fill the gap. I fill 4th, I fill 3rd, 4th, 9th, and 11th. Hello? Okay. I filled 4th, 3, 4th, 9th, and 11th through activities. By how do I measure? Using your feedback. So this is a mark. This is a mark. You can show measurement by your activity-based learning. Okay, so this is now finally after the course outcome. We have a course end survey. This is also used to for attainment calculation. That's the next part actually. You'll go for other presentation if you're able to have. I'll explain what is an calculation, right? It is not a simple calculation actually. So this is a way you find your course end survey. Okay, how to form a course survey, these things, and finally, what is amendment stage availability? Whether he able to understand, whether he able to understand your COs. Some simple question. This is not a standard form again. The course and survey is not given in NBA. You are the expert for write your course and survey. After completing your course, I said, after completing your course, my students can able to have the qualities like P1. What is P1? Knowledge. P2, you can able to problem analysis. P3, you can able to design. P4, you can able to conduct investigation. P5, you can able to use modern tool. And P9, you can able to individual and teamwork. And P11, you can able to have in project management finance. So I assured that I completing your my course. This 7 quality you get from the course actually, and 3 and 4 quality you can measure directly. Other quality you can measure through an indirect assessment as a feedback survey. Okay, so this is the way. This is the way to write your course outcome. This is the way to map it. The 4 step actually. Okay, so now I finished my talk because in afternoon section, finish my topic. Please unmute yourself. You can ask the queries, right? In the area of, don't ask the calculation. If you want a calculation, you go for another presentation. How to write CO, how to map it. So I'll stop sharing this.